Hi, I'm George Cobia. Welcome to my court. Today we're going to be talking about the forehand. We're going to be talking about the 3 steps we make on the forehand side, and we're going to talk about the areas on the court that you make these steps. Now this is really important for you to understand because often we're told a lot of things about the forehand. What is considered to be the perfect forehand, normally what that is somebody stepping in on a short ball. Reality is we don't get that ball. We get pulled off the court. We run around the backhand to play a forehand. So to do those things, you need to understand how to step. And there are 3 steps on the forehand side, and those 3 steps relate to where you are on the court. Stay with me right now, and we're going to go through this, and you're going to learn how to hit a forehand. The first thing we've got to understand about a forehand is that when you get pulled into the forehand corner or off the court on the forehand side, you need to land open. That is called a step out. So I run to the ball, and the last step that I make will be to open my body. Because when you get pulled off the court and you're running into the corner, if you bring the non-dominant side of your body into play, it will get in the way. One of the most important things to understand about forehands is that most players have good forehand swings. They just try to make this picture with the lower part of their body so that it looks like they're stepping into the ball. Their body gets in the way of their own swing. And when that happens, the ball comes up short, it goes in the net, it pulls off wide, it goes to the fence. It's all over the place. And it's not because you don't have a good swing, it's because you have your own body in the way of your swing. When you're practicing a forehand or you're giving a lesson on a forehand, put a player way over on the forehand side, take them off the court, pitch them wide balls, let them learn to land open. And what you will start to find is that when you land open, your swing is much more level. The ball has a flight plan that gets over the net every time. That allows your body to have a foundation to rotate off of. The rotation of your swing has to go around your body. That's what drives the ball. That's what sends it in that direction. Being off the court on the forehand side or in the forehand corner, you want to land open. Now what I just described to you, there's the reason why this will make the ball go flying over the net and into the court. And says in addition to this, is that when you land open, your racket will swing around your body. It will begin to pull you back into recovery. You just saved 2 steps on the tennis court. 2 steps on the tennis court? That's gigantic. Now the player thought he had you off the court. He's trying to get a ball to the other side of the court, and you're there. This puts a lot of stress on the player on the other side, thinking they have to do more with the ball, creating more unforced errors because they think they've got to do so much. So understand how valuable stepping out is. If I move off the court on my forehand side or into the forehand corner and I land open, I'm going to swing with great efficiency, and it's going to turn out to be one full motion. The second one is a step in. The step in is the most used terminology in the game of tennis. You're going after the ball, so you're going to step right in. It's going to pull you. So the tennis ball will pull you, it will push you. If it's pushing you, you are in less control. So understand the value of the depth of the ball. So when we're hitting our forehand and the ball comes up on the forehand side and it's short, you're going to step in. What happens if that very same ball in the very same spot is pushing you, meaning that it's deeper, a foot from the baseline? You can't step in. The step in is actually the least used step in the game because basically the ball doesn't come up that short that often. And if it does, then you're probably going to be in control of this match. So be aware. This is what you need to know. Reality is we don't get that ball. We get pulled off the court. We run around the backhand to play a forehand. The step in, usually you're drawn in because the ball is short. We are on the 3rd step of the forehand. This is the most incredible thing that you will ever add to your game. It will make you a better player. It will make your forehand a much bigger weapon, and it is huge for you winning matches. This is the area where you're going to improve your game in such a way that the player on the other side is trying to figure out how to get away from you. So the step away isn't just stepping away. What we're talking about here, it's also known as running around your backhand to play a forehand. And to do that, you have to understand how to step away from a ball. So stepping away is clearing your left side, getting it out of the way. So not only am I moving around the ball and taking a backhand and turning it into a forehand, I've got to make sure that that left side, or the non-dominant side of my body, clears. It's got to get out of the way. If it gets out of the way, I'm going to generate even more power. Understand this, you want to dominate the middle 1/3 with your forehand so that you can turn it into a more offensive situation. So if the ball comes in, yet it's on my backhand side, I don't have to take that. I can take it if I want and play it as a backhand, or I can run around it and create a lot more depth and power off my forehand inside out. Women and men dominating on the court, take that middle 1/3 and turn it into a more offensive situation, which is if I can run around a backhand and create an inside out forehand, that's going to put some pressure on the player on the other side. The key here is to understand that when you learn to run around your backhand to play a forehand, hence a step away, you are going to find yourself crushing the tennis ball. It is the most dominant shot in the game of tennis. It is used more often than any other shot when a ball goes into the middle 1/3. So what's real important here is that this is turning a neutral situation into a little more offensive situation. You start really working that inside out ball, your ball starts to land a little closer to the line or it gets deeper in the court, and your opponent comes up with a shorter ball, you get to move inside the court, you're now taking control of the point. So this is an important feature. You want to add it to your game. It will make your forehand a weapon, and at that point your game starts to go off the charts. Stepping away from a ball that's coming into the middle 1/3 and turning that into a big inside out ball will apply more pressure to the player on the other side, meaning that if they come up short, you now can take control. If you notice the common denominator in the 3 steps, step out, step in, step away, the common denominator is that the non-dominant side stays out of the way. It gets cleared out of the way. And find out where you are. Find out what you're doing with your forehand. Are you using it as a weapon? This is how it turns into a weapon. Thanks for coming to my court. I'm George Cobia. Subscribe to my channel, click your like button down below, and keep following me because I've got all kinds of stuff that would make you a better player.